All right, we are live. Hello, everyone. Welcome. We have Linda G in the house today. How are you doing, Linda?
Good. Like I just told you, though, you guys, I was up all night checking that
Mm,
how much water was coming in the garage,
yeah.
and I have a big wet vac, so I kept vacuuming up the water. It wasn't Armageddon like when I first bought this house, and they failed to tell me that it flooded. I mean, it would flood all the way through the whole garage. But I had new pavers put in, and they did a system with a pump, but they failed to the I guess the garage is lowered. It should be higher or something.
Mm,
Anyway, we're going to try some stuff, but I'm a little bit off kilter because I didn't get much sleep.
yeah. Is the garage detached from the house or is it
No,
attached?
it's an attached garage.
It's attached. Yeah. That's tough. Um. So today we're going to be doing some political readings for everyone. If you can all just send your questions in the chat. All caps, a couple emojis to kind of get our attention, and we'll get to as many questions as possible. I was going to ask before we do some of these um, chat questions, Linda. Have you gotten any predictions about this crazy March energy, astrology wise? I know that you work with Andre a lot.
Yeah, I mean, the Trump thing is going to be a big
Hmm.
yeah, and also Putin. I said before in one of my shows, I saw Putin hitting Ukraine again two more times, pretty heavy, which he's already done one, and then I see the Ukraine winning, really winning.
Yeah, yeah,
But
and it's interesting. I was feeling like U.S. and it felt like Trump and Republicans. A lot of truth and light being shined on some of that. Possibly an indictment coming here soon. But also, I was picking up on Ukraine as well, like almost like you were saying, like Putin goes a little bit too far, and I almost felt like the world having to kind of step together and really support Ukraine.
exactly.
Yeah. All right, you guys. Got a couple questions here.
Hi, everybody.
Pam wants to know, with King's Charles' big day coming, do you see Harry and Meghan causing any trouble if they do attend?
Yeah, I don't get into the personal part at all.
Mm,
Ever since Diana was killed, I try not to go there. Um,
okay.
but I don't see any trouble. I don't see him being king very much longer.
Yeah.
And I think it could be something to do with Camilla. And I'm not
Oh,
really feeling Megan coming. Right now she's on teetering, but I feel like she doesn't want to come, especially after they took away Frog, whatever that was, and gave it to Andrew.
mm,
Because
yeah.
he's such an upstanding.
Yeah. I was gonna say I almost feel like I don't feel like Megan's going to attend, or she's not planning to right now.
Yeah.
Harry, I think will.
Yeah, I feel like Harry will. But I almost feel like he'll wish he hadn't because they'll give him the cold
Yeah.
shoulder. It's a shame because they're family. That's Diana's two sons, you know.
Mm. Yeah, and Harry and Megan really do get a lot of bad press over there too. I mean,
Yeah.
um, so
Well, that their problem is what we have here with Fox News. They got Murdoch in
yeah.
the middle of. They got Sun Magazine. They got these people thinking they own the monarchy, and by God, you're going to do like we want you. We're going to, they're
Mhm.
looking for grief from other people. It's all very sad. It's very
Yeah.
very sad.
All right. But thank you for the question, Pam. All right, let's see. Laura wants to know, she says a group of pregnant Texas women are suing the state because they feel they're not able to get an abortion, almost killed them due to complications. What will the outcome be?
So
I'm
there's
kind of feeling, I was
there's
just going to say, I'm kind of feeling that case going, like they may, the lawsuit may not get overturned with the state court, but I feel like it's going up to maybe even the Supreme Court and
that's
fighting it.
exactly what I felt. Exactly what I felt. I felt it'll go up the chain of command.
Yeah. like it not being successful at first, but fighting it all the way up to the highest court. And I think that that's going to be really important too, because they really need a, well, they shouldn't have gave the states, their rules to get rid of it if that's what they want. But there's not a lot of guidance with it. What can they be restricted? And then, you have people that have emergency pregnancies and may need to, have an abortion, and then their life's at risk because the doctors are all too scared
to help
their license.
what's already happening in utero. Yeah, it shouldn't be the government deciding what you can do with someone's body. It just shouldn't be.
Right. But I definitely agree with you, Linda. I feel like it's going up to the Supreme Court, and I actually feel like in this case, I see Roe being reinstated, but if this happens before then, at least some guidelines put in the rails so that, doctors can do their job and save people's lives.
Right. Oh, they're talking about the death penalty and putting women in jail.
Yeah.
So what happens to the man that got the woman pregnant?
Right. Well, and then you have, like Walgreens now with the abortion pill. And I feel like there's going to be another big pharmacy or two that kind of joins them in the ranks. But I see women uniting all across the United States and really, not getting their prescriptions or giving them any business anymore. I see it actually becoming a really big story.
Well, our governor already cut a $54 million deal we had with them.
Yeah, Newsom.
Yeah. So it's going to end up working against them.
Yeah, I agree.
That's the problem with Fox News. As long as Fox News keeps pouring in money, they don't give a flying hoot what we're saying out here. They don't care that they're lying, that they called Trump an idiot. They don't care that it's fake news. They'll, as you can tell by Tucker Carlson, they continue. The only time they'll really get hit is when all of a sudden the big names start coming out and stop buying commercials from them.
Right. And I mean, I see this Dominion suit really.
$1 billion is no biggie for Murdoch. I don't feel that.
Yeah.
He is a billionaire, but I feel it's enough of a shot that he's going to be like. And then even when they're found guilty in a court of law, that's when your big name commercial people will start backing out.
Yeah. They're going to lose a lot of money, and they're going to actually have to get rid of a lot of people there and really kind of come together and rebrand. And I don't know if that's after, Murdoch passes and his son takes over, but I see them coming more
too. He's got a son that's just like him.
Oh, does he?
Yeah.
All right. Were you getting any hits on Mitch and how he's doing?
Yeah, so I thought he broke his shoulder, but he has a concussion.
I think he fell before, and I think that's when he broke his shoulder.
Is that when he broke his shoulder? Because I
think so.
My feeling is that the I'll double check with my cards, but I feel this particular concussion is going to really affect him. He might even start beginning stages of Alzheimer's.
Okay.
Let's see.
Yeah, let's take a look. And I think you've predicted it too, but I said I didn't feel like Mitch McConnell was going to finish out his term either.
No, and I said it, but I was thinking he was leaving because he wasn't king of the ship anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's going to have to exit.
Well, you have the 8 of Cups. Yeah, walking away.
You know what? He's a Pisces.
Yeah.
Saturn is entering Pisces. Nothing but bad news. And of course, they're talking smack about him.
His
people are talking smack like he needs to step down. He'll try to hang in there. He might try to work a little longer, but I see it not working out.
Yeah, I get that I think he wants to stay because he's got the 8 of Pentacles here. So it's like he still feels like he has some work to do, but I feel like this is a big wake up call for him with the judgment
Well,
card.
that's what keeps him alive is running that.
Hmm. I almost feel like there's communications with his wife too about. I think his wife wants him to step down. I have the Queen of Rods here with like the Ace of Swords, so there's some kind of communication, and her telling him, "Look, this is really you're not doing good." I see this taking a big toll on him. He feels very unbalanced from this.
Yeah, and he's in his
It
80s.
makes sense with himself too.
He's in his 80s. People with head trauma in their
Yeah.
80s, they don't tend to fare well.
Right. I guess we'll see. I feel like he's going to recover, but I agree with you. I feel like it's a little bit more than just like a mild concussion. I feel like he's not feeling quite the best right now.
Right, exactly.
All right. Thank you for the question, Kelly.
Thanks, Kelly. I remember when his hands were all, remember his hands had that weird coloring?
They're like a bluish
I
color.
think he has other things going on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I do too. Tina wants us to read on Kellyanne Conway and George Conway. They were recently divorced. What their relationship like?
What's it like now or when they were married?
Well, I don't think it was good when they were married, but I almost feel like her husband. Well, he's part of the Lincoln Project, or he was. I feel like he's just trying to distance himself because I don't know if Kellyanne. I don't necessarily see like jail or stuff, but I just see a lot of scrutiny and bad press and investigations into Trump and all of his circles. So I feel like he's really just kind of had enough with the Trump train.
I don't see them getting along at all.
Mm-mm. They're almost kind of like polar opposite.
I think she's already dating somebody else.
Okay. Yeah, I don't feel like when she got into Trump's administration, their relationship was the best. I don't feel like even like a really strong emotional connection between the two of them. Or not recently anyway, but yeah, I don't feel like they're in a good place right now either. It's just kind of what I'm picking. So,
well,
I mean, I guess they're separating.
Also, he talked such trash about Trump, and I'm shocked Trump didn't fire Kellyanne because he was sick of her husband.
Yeah.
He caused her a lot of grief.
So, all right. Thank you for the question. Let's take a look. Do you see anybody from Congress being removed for sedition?
I feel a group of them, at least 4. It might take a couple of years, but I'm seeing it. I'm seeing them coming back, just like they did with Trump on this Payne, what's her face? That's going to come and bite him in the rear. Payne Stormy Daniels.
Oh, the New York investigation.
This is coming back to get him.
Yeah, I agree with you. I feel like I was feeling like 8 to 12 is what was coming to me, like being severely investigated. Maybe not quite that much being removed or prosecuted, but I see a good chunk too. You know, all of the
fake stuff that what's his face is putting online. That's bull.
The what?
All that fake. He took the tapes and tried to act like it was nothing but a tourist visit.
It's not going to work. The American people already know. You can't rewrite the narrative in the story 2 years after it happened.
Well, they want to tell us what we saw, that we didn't see, what we heard, that we didn't hear. Just like when Trump was up there. And what did he say? He said, "Don't believe what they say to you."
Not going to work out good for them.
4 people will get in trouble.
Okay.
One of them is Goober or Gomer Pyle or whatever his name is.
Gomer.
Yeah. And I'll tell you, MTG's running the show.
Yeah.
And she's doing it via Trump.
I agree with that. I know that I feel like it's a group of men with a woman too. And I don't know if MTG is actually removed for sedition, but I definitely see her caught up in this. And I don't feel like she's going to be in there too long. If she finishes her term, maybe it's her last one too.
Well, the thing is, they're not getting anything accomplished.
Mm-hmm.
They're doing nothing.
Yeah, and the sad thing is too, it's like the first act of the circus show. It's just going to get bigger and more explosive as we get towards the final act of it.
And I look forward to Midas Touch and all those guys, because they're showing
Oh yeah,
what our people, Goldman and all of them, coming back and saying, what are you guys talking about? Jamie Raskin,
right.
they
He's
are
doing great.
they're putting them in their place.
Yeah,
Oh, they
absolutely.
wanted to come down on, I think MTG was the one. They wanted to come down on Biden for his hiring, how he does his hiring. And they were saying, like, AOC, she said, you know, with all the important things out there, you're worried about the hiring process? And then this
Right.
other Democrat who's new, he says, well, tell us about Trump hiring his children.
Mm,
Tell us about
right.
Trump, even though our intel said they do not qualify for security clearances, gave them security. Tell us about all those other guys that worked for him. I'm thinking of that guy who said he was an idiot, including Bill.
Oh,
All the people that worked for him
right.
ended up leaving, and they all said that he was horrible.
Mm-hmm.
And he even said he had the worst hiring process of anyone. But no, you don't want to talk about, you know, what's going on right now in the world presently for our people. You want to talk about the way Biden hires people.
Right. And Biden's staff isn't, leaving every 2 months and having to be replaced. I mean, how many communication directors did he have during 4 years?
Oh,
He had quite a few.
remember that guy? They did a Saturday Night Live spoof on him with Melissa McCarthy.
No. Oh,
Yes,
what's his name? Yes, I know who you're talking about. She's so funny.
So funny. I'm watching that Mike and Molly on HBO Max.
Uh-huh.
Oh my God, I sit there laughing out loud. I'm sure my sons are thinking, what's mom laughing at? That guy, the guy Vinny, the boyfriend of the mother, he's so funny. And Molly accidentally fell in the tub because he hurt his back and couldn't get out, and she fell into his manhood. Oh my God, she carried on and on. I was crying. I was laughing so hard.
Yeah. You said Mike and Molly on HBO Max?
HBO Max, or you can watch the series. It was on for years ago, and then they stopped it.
I've seen an episode or two of it, but I'll have to look into that.
Oh my God,
you
want to just laugh out loud. You know, the guy who does it is the guy who did The Big Bang.
Big Bang Theory.
They're good writers. Whoever they get for the writing is fantastic.
We were talking about Sean Spicer earlier, who worked.
Sean Spicer. That's who it is. Yeah. Oh, I remember when she did that thing and she was on the platform or whatever, and then she's going down the street with it motorized, and it was the biggest crowd ever, I tell you. But you know, that's how they've been. What you see isn't the truth.
Right.
What you see with your own eyes or hear with your own ears, that is not the truth. That's not going to last long.
Well, you know what, too? It's like a lot of the Trumpers out in the country, they're totally fine with living in an alternative reality.
Yeah.
You know, there's no getting through to those people. You try to give them facts, and then they just start spewing their conspiracy theories and their alternative facts and all of that. But they enjoy it. But the majority of Americans can see it for what it is. So it's like you can't rewrite that narrative. We all know what happened on January 6th. You know, Fox can try to edit stuff and make it look a certain way, but that narrative's already been told, and I don't see that.
And listen, they were begging Trump to stop it. They were begging him to stop it.
Right.
And he wouldn't listen. And did you hear Ivanka starting to toss the brothers and the father under the bus?
Yeah.
Don't you love it? What did I
Yes.
say 5-6 years ago? I said it'll be a woman that'll help take him down. It's a lot of things. But I felt his heart being broken. And there's not too
Yeah.
many women that can break his heart except Ivanka.
I don't even think Melania would affect him the way Ivanka flipping on him would.
No.
Yeah, I agree with you.
And he's
Yeah,
talking.
she's starting to talk to Bragg in New York. Isn't that where she's starting to talk New York for
I
their
think
their
so. And
company?
she thinks her brother and her father may have done something criminal. She thinks her
She
thinking
thinks.
too much.
I think she wants to save her own ass. That's what I think.
I think so too. I think so too.
How will Jim Jordan shit show weaponizing of the government committee end?
It's terrible. It is terrible, Ryan. It is absolutely awful. Let me just do 3 cards. Just take a look, see.
All right. Let's start a couple cards.
What happened to the George Clooney movie that was supposed to be about him?
I think it's supposed to come out in March or April, if it hasn't came out yet.
Okay, because
I think they were talking about it. It was at a film festival, I think, and I think they're actually releasing it. I think in the spring.
think they're keeping it under tabs because they don't want any more trouble than they're getting. It's going to end up. Look at this. No news, bull, tons of disappointments. Maybe 2 things that some people say. Okay, the cycle has changed, and it's going to go into the mysterious pot of nothingness.
Ooh. Mine's interesting. Obviously we know who they're doing it for. This is my trump card, the King of Pentacles. It's like their actions, and they're passionately following him, and trying to defend him. But they got a tower moment coming up with all of this. I have the tower here, so it's going to blow up in their face.
Ooh, I like your cards better. Because the tower means the rug is pulled out from underneath it.
Yeah, it's like that committee comes crumbling to the ground.
But does he know that it's not working out? I see him desperately trying to hold on to certain people to make them seem like it's important, but it's like a bunch of much ado about nothing. Let me ask Spirit.
Okay.
Does he know? Does Jim Jordan know? Somebody just said yes. He's making a fool out of himself. He's desperately trying. I see him grasping to where he's breaking it. It's like he's holding on to straw and he's breaking it. So it's just going in circles. Nothing's coming of it.
Almost like too, it's like, they just want to divert and distract from all of the stuff that's going to be coming out with this January 6th, that a lot of them were complicit in. So it's like anything to try to change the narrative or to add fuel to their base. They're just desperate to try to hold on and to stall things. Thank you so much for the super sticker, Sharon.
Thank
what
you.
Were you going to say?
Oh, look at the precious puppy. Just like this Hunter Biden computer thing. Yeah. That's a nothing burger. They can talk till they're blue in the face, just like they did with Hillary Clinton and threw her up and down the pit and did everything they could to try to make something out of nothing. This whole computer thing, you can't prove continuity of care. You can't prove that the computer was in certain people's hands. So it's a nothing burger. No court would accept it. Just like the thing was rigged. But in the meantime, 60 some odd courts have said no.
Right.
You have not proven your case.
They weren't even trying to prove it. They were just saying there was fraud and, look over here. They never came with any hard facts or evidence.
I saw one governor, I don't know what state, but he was a Republican. He said, okay, give me something. Give me something that I can go with and show people. Look, this whole thing was a fraud. Give me something. And Giuliani said, yeah, I got it. Well, he told that gal that hangs with him, send it to him. And he's waiting. He said he just never got anything.
He never got it. Of course not.
Yeah.
I don't remember if that was in Georgia or if that was in Florida.
Hoping that is chain of custody. I always say continuity of care because that's how nurses talk. It's continuity of care, but chain of custody is the correct legal
Right.
thing that I always forget.
Yeah. I think he's talked about it, but I don't think he's actually started like legal proceedings against this. But I actually feel like he may get legal and start fighting. You know, it's slander and libel what they're trying to do.
Yeah. And we've been going in circles on this. And my guys have always said, you guys get off the Trump train. We can't keep going in circles. As you get more phobic and who's going to get him and when is he going to go down, which is totally understandable because we can't wait for this nonsense to end. Just like what Barr told Trump towards the end. I'll tell you what, sir, you're not going to win. You know why? People are sick and tired of hearing you whining and screaming every step of the way. You try to take away Obamacare during a pandemic.
Right.
And he said, and that's when he said to Trump, do you want me to leave? He said, yes.
Yeah. And I agree with that too. It's like, people getting so phobic and from watching the news too. I mean, it's like, we want there to be accountability and we want to make sure that there's things in place so this can't happen again. But you can't let Trump or these Republicans bring you down energetically.
Take our peace of mind.
Right. Put you in a low vibrational state into that fear and that anger. Use that as a motivator, uplift yourself and use that as a motivator to speak out and to share your voice.
Right.
But don't let it consume you and your energy.
Yeah, because, they'll spin it. Even MSNBC, they'll spin it.
Right.
Law because they have nothing else to go in its place. Now, right now, we'd be getting boom, a hit, but they'll keep talking about. And I'll tell you, when you really turn off the TV, when they start acting like what the numbers are for the state, turn it off because they don't have a clue what they're talking about. And the only reason they're going there is to set you up with fear. Because if you're fearful, watch them. Yeah.
Right.
That's how news works.
Don't give the news or these people that power over you. It only hurts you. It doesn't hurt Trump or these Republicans. Use that as that motivating force to get out there and speak truth to power.
Exactly.
But don't let it bog you down. Yeah. So important too. I feel like I might watch the news. I like to watch Morning Joe or sometimes, or like Rachel Maddow's on Monday nights. I try to watch that. But before, when Trump was president, I would watch the news all day. And yeah, you really need to kind of take a break from that. As an empath, it gets very heavy and overwhelming. So.
Right. Yeah, I do like Joy on MSNBC. She's kind of, I like the way she gets down in the dirt.
Who?
Joy
Reid. Yeah, and I like Ari too, and Nicole Wallace, but I don't spend all my time watching them. I've actually been watching more Midas Touch on YouTube more than
Midas Touch is
watching the news. I normally will watch Morning Joe though.
Ari, I get tired of his trying to be a rap artist.
Yeah.
He just keeps going on with this, he's a wannabe rap artist, and I'm just bored already. I have to turn it on.
I like it when there's something legal going on and he really kind of dives into it.
He can be really good at that.
Yeah. What do you feel with the Alvin Bragg case? Do you feel like indictments are coming soon? Because
indictments are coming. I'll throw real quick.
All right. They were saying, I think the New York Times yesterday put out something that they were saying that indictments were likely. So
they invite him because according to the way they do this, this shows like they know what they're doing. I would say indictments are coming soon, within 4 days, 4 weeks.
Okay.
But they say when they invite him to talk to the grand jury, that's an opening to let him know. And if you can now, or we're going to subpoena you or indict
I
you.
don't see him doing that. Do you?
No, he'll fight it tooth
No,
and
he
nail.
won't.
I don't see him going to jail, you guys.
Yeah. I feel the same. I feel like, you know, and I don't wish this or like to do, you know, death predictions or anything like that, but I just, every time I look at him, I feel like in my stomach, like just something not very good energetically with his health. I feel like it's heart related or even maybe some dementia going on up in the brain, um,
Thank you,
or
Rebecca.
maybe a stroke.
Yeah.
But
But
I got,
he will go ballistic when a judge starts telling him he's no good.
yeah, and he's got a lot of stress with a lot of indictments coming up, so I don't see that faring well with him either. I got indictments coming very soon with this Page
Yeah.
of Pentacles.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they're looking, and you know, it's interesting too, because I have the child card here with the Six of Cups too. So definitely kind of looking in at the kids too. I feel like Don Jr. is going to be the scapegoat.
Yeah. Yeah.
I feel like they're going to throw him under the bus. Ivanka might get off on house arrest, or you know, maybe make a deal with it.
She's
with them
going to make
too.
a deal because I saw her walking away.
Yeah.
But she'll turn her own husband in.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. And I feel like she's already done a little bit of that too. We're hearing about the New York case, but I feel like Jack Smith, she just talked to him not that long ago too, and I feel like she gave up some dirt. She's gonna do whatever it takes to save herself.
Because that Jack Smith has a way of being intimidating. Somebody just said, oh, Linda G, we can't be gleeful. We can be glad justice is coming. I can guarantee you that. I've been saying it for 6 years now. Justice is coming. But and my guys told me midstream when we were all anti-Trump and we were getting into the hate, and they said, knock it off. And I said, why? They said, because the more you're phobic on him with that anger, which does nothing to him, by the way, it only creates chaos for you. It sets you back.
Right.
So try your best to just know that this too shall be passed. It's like finally getting a mass murderer behind bars. It's that kind of relief, because he's just doing damage, and he doesn't care. He doesn't care about the people he claims
he
to love.
enjoys all the chaos. He enjoys it, and it's like it's a note from Putin's playbook about you know, making our democracy look like a joke and that it's not functioning. He gets off on all the chaos.
Yeah. Oh, he loved being president, which, by the way, down the road, he might not be alive. They're going to prove that he was sort of brought in by a foreign entity. But he loved, you know, he lived like a king. He went golfing all the time on our dime. He treated people like crap and thought it was funny. He just, you know, it was just terrible. He's not a very nice person.
Yeah. No, he's not. Do you feel like PJ Finn was asking, do you feel rural Texas turning more blue than red? I don't know if I feel that.
I don't feel that. I don't feel rural Texas at all.
Right.
I
maybe
feel
southern
more
Texas.
City. Yeah.
Maybe rural southern, but I don't see. I see the cities have been really expanding, and I think something that will really help with that is, you know, when we can get some kind of voting rights bill and do something to stop all the gerrymandering, because they just like cut through the cities to get the rural areas all the power. So I feel like Texas is going to be it's going to be purple here very soon. I actually felt that the last 2 election cycles, like it should have been purple. So
what about
a lot of people are moving to Florida. I think Florida, I see it coming back, but I think it's a little bit in the red wave right now.
Okay.
A little bit, but it's not. I don't. You know, we have to be careful with what we say on here. You know, we don't want to say that, there was any foul play in elections or anything, but my guides tell me that I find it very hard to believe DeSantis won Florida by 20 points. It's not that red.
Right. But let me ask you something. Trump, Texas, well, Trump thought he'd take Arizona for sure. That was really close. That was really close.
Georgia too.
Georgia too. But I just feel like some more stuff is coming out about Trump and all those things that Fox News did. And I feel people kind of being disgusted.
Yeah. Maybe shifting it back into more of a battleground state.
Yeah.
I'm from Ohio, and so we went blue for Obama both times, but it really swung red with Trump coming in. So yeah, and it's not even quite as competitive as it used to be. But I see these states coming back, and a lot of people really kind of turned off by the clown show that we're going to see in 2023. It's like the year of accountability and truth being revealed, where people can actually really start to see it. There'll be people that won't want to see it, that like living in their delusions. But
is those congressmen with excellent health care and great benefits are going to take away Social Security? They're going to threaten that? Why would they think that's ingratiating them to the Republican people? Why would they think that?
Right.
Or they're stupid and they don't listen, so we can get away with anything?
Right. You have Rick Scott in Florida, where everybody goes to retire, saying that he wants to get rid of Social Security and Medicare. It's crazy. Well, maybe I don't see it coming to that, but I think it would be a major wake-up call to the Republicans, because that's mostly their base is older white people. So you take away their money, you'll see how they'll really feel, I guess.
Right. Well, I really thought Florida might turn, but that, like you said, how did he win so fast and so big in a minute?
Yeah.
They just announced he won. It was like, what?
It was interesting because in the primary, I felt like Charlie Crist was going to get it. I felt like he was going to win the primary, and then I felt like he was going to just barely beat DeSantis. But then as we were getting closer to it, I wasn't feeling, I was starting to feel like the energy was shifting. Now, it's weird too, because I thought with Beto that there was going to be some kind of cheating and that he wouldn't get in it. But then as we were getting closer to the election, the cards were like really great for Beto. So I don't know. It's just Texas and Florida. There's something suspicious about that.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, but will we actually get moderate? Will we actually get people not being so cray-cray? I do think that'll come about.
Yeah.
A lot. It's some big shifts that are happening. It could even be devastations that are happening.
And people coming together from that. But I almost feel like, too, I mean, with the circus going on in the House, and you're seeing these Republicans know that they can't win with Trump on their ticket, or this MAGA-ism. They can't win elections. So we're really starting to see it now, but it's going to divide even further, I think, later on this year, where the Republican Party is going to fracture into two groups, and they're going to go head-to-head against each other. I mean, Trump and DeSantis, it's going to get really ugly. It's going to be a bloodbath between the two.
I love it.
I shouldn't. They're not going to be able to.
I shouldn't say that.
We can. We'll just sit back with our popcorn and just watch the movie, the horror show unfold. But it's going to really hurt the Republican Party. I see them imploding and taking some time to rebuild, and maybe more like a Lincoln Project kind of Republican Party in a couple election cycles.
Smart and down to earth.
Yeah.
Hold on. Okay, somebody asked about Feinstein, and I wanted to mention what my hit was the other day. Yeah. I have a hit that I do think McConnell will come back for a little bit. Okay. But and that's what I predicted, because I didn't see him doing the whole 6-year term. But Feinstein, I'm feeling, I could see Gavin Newsom replacing her. So I feel she'll be gone before her time's up.
Okay. Well, she's up in 2024, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
and it's so
he can't put
sad.
in the people that have thrown their hat in the ring that want to be
Hmm.
voted in. He can't pick those ones.
Oh, he can't?
No.
Okay. I'm gonna throw a card or two on that. It's so sad with her because I do feel like the last couple of years there has been some kind of cognitive decline a little bit with her. And it's just very sad. She's done a lot
Oh, listen,
for
I
California,
was
for
one of her
women.
constituents. She was so good to
Yeah.
me. Think problems I had in my life where I would write her, and immediately, it wasn't her, but someone in her office would take care of me.
Yeah.
Contact this person or that person.
So really on top of it and really caring about her constituents.
I really am grateful. Thank you, Catherine.
So thank you so much, Catherine. I had a super chat earlier. I think Rebecca sent it. I don't feel like she's quite ready to right yet, though. I got she still wants to hold on. She's coming in as the emperor, so that's that.
And she's got a good team back in her that can kind of keep her floating. Yeah. The only way they can't keep her floating is if she passes.
Yeah, I got great cards for her though. She's got strength here, so I feel like there is some recovery. Her still trying to hold on, and then ultimately she's got the sun. So she got some good cards here. But at the bottom I have the house card, so maybe this is spending more time at home, and but I don't think she wants to. I don't think it's going to happen right now. I think maybe a little bit longer in before it terms up if she steps down.
Right. Well, she could be doing great, and then boom, one night she goes to sleep and you wake up.
That's true. All right. I'm sending her a lot of love and healing. She had shingles. Is that what she's being hospitalized for?
And that's horrible, especially when you're her age. She is leaving Reinhold. She already said she's not running again. I'm just feeling she might exit before she actually, before someone's voted in her place. That's what I was feeling. I saw Gavin Newsom putting someone in. That's what I saw. I could be totally wrong.
All right. Do you feel like there were many states with that Ohio train derailment being affected, especially like the waterways?
A lot of information on that is coming out.
Yeah.
And I do feel people that it pushed. I saw this cloud that came towards some state. It was ugly.
I think Pennsylvania, it's right on the border between Ohio and Pennsylvania. It's about an hour and 45 minutes south of me.
I see some residual effects, and I see some real hand, because they didn't tell us the truth.
Right. It was a cover up.
Yeah.
Or trying to cover stuff up. Yeah. And it's so much bigger than what they've talked about. But I agree with you. I feel like there's a lot more big news shown on this, and really kind of diving deeper into, how bad it really was. And I do feel waterways being affected. I'm sorry to say. I think it goes through the Ohio River, which kind of connects to Mississippi and all of those, which I'm not feeling like, half the United States has to worry about their water, but I definitely feel like there's contaminations with those chemicals. And those people are going to have to move and leave.
The dead fishies. The dead fish are still coming up.
Mm-hmm. It's going to take them a long time to get that cleaned up, and I see a lot of money going towards resources to get it cleaned up, but I think a lot of those people, unfortunately, are going to have to find new communities away from there for a while anyway.
Yeah.
Sad. All right. Do you get a hit on who you think the first prosecutor to indict Trump will be? We were feeling funny, but now it feels like
he might still be the first one.
Mm-hmm.
This might all happen at the same time.
Right, that's what I kind of feel.
Funny hustling because of the bull they're trying to throw in Georgia.
Yeah.
And before that can take effect, she wants to start getting out subpoenas.
Expediting it. I was reading on it with Mel, and that was the first I heard that they, wanted to change where they could remove prosecutors. But for some reason, I don't feel like that's going to work. I don't
Right.
think they're going to be successful with it, even though they voted it with their state law. Um, I kind of have felt that it's like, not that they're all waiting for who makes the first move, but I feel like when the first person makes a move, it's like bam, 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 like multiple indictments very shortly after is what I'm feeling.
Bada bing, bada boom.
Right, right. I don't know. I'm still feeling like it may be Fani Willis, um, but I do feel like a lot of momentum with Bragg and even Jack Smith too, with the documents case. I think the January 6th stuff's going to come later on in the year.
Well, they're fighting like they're acting like they don't have to testify, and they're taking it,
Mhm.
And he's asked the judge to override their bull and just,
Right.
Can I tell you something?
Sure.
I just don't know why just got this hit. I think Trump actually thinks he could win again.
Mm.
Because he's thinking, if I win again, I'll be able to override all this stuff. I don't
Right.
know why I just flashed on that. The other thing he's thinking, and we may find out later, he's hoping that people will take to the streets if he gets indicted.
Absolutely.
And he's hoping, like, he might even encourage it. I don't know what he's doing here, but I see him hoping, but I don't see the crowds coming together. When they went in and they didn't raid his place, they told him they were coming. They told the Secret Service they were coming. It was all proper. It was better than any of us. That poor girl that was in her bed asleep, they broke down her door and shot her up many times. But no, they gave him notice, went in and did it. And then I could tell, don't ask me how I knew. Well, you know the feeling you get.
Mm-hmm.
When he was in New York on something, he walked out and he looked at the crowd that was there for him. It wasn't that big of a crowd. In fact, when he got raided, there was a group, 12 people at Mar-a-Lago that stood out with flags and pro-Trump. Just 12 people. And Mar-a-Lago,
how bad do you think that hurt his ego? He was upset. He was angry.
And Mar-a-Lago wouldn't even let these people use their toilets.
Right.
I mean, hello. He
He's
doesn't like the people
by his face. Right. He's disgusted by him.
Uh-huh. Oh,
yeah, I agree with you on that, Linda, for sure.
Yeah.
And I feel like even running this early, the motivation was to try to solve things or to try to, get the DOJ off of his back so that they wouldn't act. But it's not going to happen. Jack Smith, the smartest thing Garland did was appoint Jack Smith because he's coming in as like that Knight of Swords, like coming full steam ahead, take no prisoner kind of energy is what I feel with him. You don't want to mess with Jack Smith.
Well, let me tell you something. He told Congress that he was getting ready to do something when Trump announced he was running for president. Remember, he announced so early. It's because Trump knew an indictment was coming.
We were all feeling indictments before the election, so that's what changed it. So, that makes sense.
Merritt announced that, yes. And then Biden, if you recall, at the same time said, sure, I'm probably going to run. And he said he got stuck between a rock and a hard place to where he couldn't do. That's when he got the special counsel because Congress was all mad. Why did you get a special counsel? Well, that president was in trouble. We had some things on the plate here, and then we couldn't do anything because he announced he's running for president.
Right. So not to come across as biased or anything, even though, Trump, when he was president, could have his own attorney general act in as his lawyer. And
that's okay, but don't you dare do anything to Trump.
Right, exactly. The hypocrisy is just crazy.
Somebody just said, who told Trump? The FBI? Absolutely, because the FBI, there was many agents that were still, including the Secret Service, that were still working for Trump. Let me tell you something. I've been saying this till I'm blue in the face. That Merrick Garland, part of the reason he wasn't able to move quickly is because he was sitting in the middle of a kegger, getting ready to implode because a lot of those people couldn't be trusted because they were all Trumpsters. Right. They even fought him on going in to get the records.
Exactly. Yeah, that just broke on the news not that long ago.
And then over 100 records were found, and now more are being found. So yeah, who are you standing by now, sucker?
Right. Well, it's nice too that they can give Trump a heads up that they're coming to look for the documents and give him time to move stuff. They have it on the security videos, documents being moved beforehand. So we'll hear more about that.
So yeah, the FBI will be cleared out. Somebody asked if the FBI will be cleared out, but somebody asked about the weather.
Yeah.
And as you know, I'm in the middle of, and it doesn't help that the news covers it every second. That's all they're talking about. But
promoting that fear too.
We're going in flood zone. We're 4 feet higher than we should be, and we got more rain coming. And I looked at the weather for my part of Sonoma County, and we're raining all the way through the end of March.
Oh, wow.
I don't see any light. And this person, I don't know who it was, and forgive me, but you mentioned, what are we looking at with the rain? Yeah, I remember in 2023, I said, I saw flooding. I saw water. I saw oceans rising. It's just water, water, water. More so than fires.
Right. Yeah, the fires were kind of heavy, but the last couple of years, it's just like all of the rain and especially like those big storms coming in the south and just all of that flooding up in Kentucky. It's just like, yeah, there's a lot of water and rain. I agree with you. It's big storms too. There's going to be some more fires too, but
I saw landslides. And let me tell you, all of California at this point is out of the drought zone.
Oh, okay.
They showed the colored maps, and they were talking, it'll take several years before. No, the last big thing we had in January, it was already turning light blue, which is like a little bit of a drought, and now it's like
one of the pluses, I guess, of all the destruction with the flooding. But I mean, it's it's a lose-lose situation either way you look at it. So,
has anybody heard anything about the Colorado River? Hi, Kevin Lewis.
No, hey, Kevin Lewis. I haven't. I think that's still pretty low. I could be wrong. I don't. I think it's still pretty low, though.
I heard that Colorado, and I heard Utah's not doing so good. Salt Lake.
Yeah, it all kind of. I don't know if that stems from the Colorado River as well, but I don't think Salt Lake does. But kind of like Arizona, parts of Colorado into Nevada. Yeah, they have a lot of water issues, a lot of drought there.
Arizona got hit pretty hard by rains this year.
Sedona?
I don't know Sedona. Somebody said Arizona has been.
Arizona did? Okay. All right. Probably wrap up with just one more question. We're almost at the hour time slot, but if you all had any personal questions, Linda's going to be on Mel's channel later tonight with Kevin Lewis.
Kevin Loving. I mean, Kevin Loving. Kevin Lewis. Kevin Loving, Kevin Lewis. I get them confused.
It's okay.
They're just wonderful Kevins.
You're not the first one. And when me and Kevin Lewis are in the chats together, people will be like, "Hi, Kevin," and I'll be like, "Hi," and immediately when I do it, I was like, "Oh, they weren't referring to me; they were talking to Kevin Lewis." But
right. Well, and the two of you both have the same kind of sweet personality.
Yeah. I really enjoy reading with Kevin. He's a really nice guy.
Me and Mel are kind of drama queens. And you and Kevin are kind of like low key. You keep things on an even keel, no drama.
I mean, I don't get me wrong. I've worked in the restaurant industry my whole life, so I've had my fair share of drama. But I don't know. But I think it's good though too, because like with me and Mel's very energetic and kind of like vibrating up here, and I feel like I kind of ground the energy a little bit. So they're really compatible. It's like yin and yang energy almost.
Yeah. Mel's
right.
going to Hawaii for like 9 days.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
He's going to St. Croix.
Oh, was it St. Croix? I thought it was Hawaii.
Mhm.
Oh, maybe he just come back from Hawaii. He's always going somewhere.
Right?
Because we're
Yeah,
not
people are
going
saying
on Monday this Monday.
it's pretty dry, I think, in New
In New
Mexico,
Mexico,
probably.
somebody said it was raining. Snow, Utah snowpack is 200%. That's good news.
Okay, good.
Utah is pretty. I was in Utah for Paul McCartney concert in Salt Lake, and
Mhm.
what a beautiful place, just gorgeous.
Yeah. I haven't been to Utah. I've been to like Arizona, like Grand Canyon. I've never been to Sedona. One of these times I'll have to make a trek on your trip with you. But I love that kind of. There's something just so powerful, like in the earth energy. Those ley
Oh
lines, I
my
think.
God, it is. I remember taking Mel, and we were driving into the Mago Resort, and
Mhm.
there is a breathtaking view of those red mountains,
Mhm.
and the way the clouds come over and the UFOs flying around. And he stopped. I mean, Mel stopped in his tracks. It's like, holy cow, that's beautiful.
Yeah, something so powerful with it.
It's very pretty.
All right, Linda, we're about at that hour mark, so I'm not
Okay,
gonna
honey.
keep you over it. But I really
Thank you.
enjoyed having you
I
on
am a little
today.
bit down, but I had such a good time. It always brings me up.
Oh, good. Well, thank you so much. We'll have to do this again here soon.
We will. Now, what time is my event with Kevin?
Kevin and Mel.
Can you give Kevin a wrench, please?
Yeah, I thought I already would have done that.
Kevin, what
Um,
is you and Mel and I? This is you can ask your personal questions, you guys. It's that once a month thing we do. Next month will be my turn.
all right, I made Kevin a moderator. Is it
Okay.
8 p.m. Eastern, 5 Pacific?
Oh, that sounds right. 5 p.m. It seems like when I do something with Mel, it's like 5 o'clock.
Yeah, it's 8 p.m. Eastern. It's 5 p.m. your time, Linda.
I always tell him, you why do you always have to pick supper time?
All right.
Actually,
Well, thank you.
my son's girlfriend's coming over, and I promised to make
Uh-huh.
my famous spaghetti. So I better start cooking early because I have to be on here at 5.
You got to get that sauce going for a couple hours.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much, Linda.
Thank you, honey.
We'll do this
You
again here soon, okay?
Okay.
All right. Bye, everyone. Take care, Linda.